Hi, I'm Mike Champo. Welcome to this segment of Training Minutes. Today we're going to talk about gas emergencies. It's one of our premier calls that we respond to: odor of gas, odor of smoke, odor of food, but gas emergencies rank right up there with our #1 response. Often the gas leak is from a stove, a furnace, or a hot water heater. One of the things we have to remember when we respond is to wear all PPE and a flashlight. When we come into these establishments, the first thing we don't want to do is throw a switch on the wall up, which could create a spark and it cause an explosion. We always have to worry about the upper and lower levels of flammability. When we use our gas meters, we can start at the front door, work our way in. Normally in the apartments, it's in the kitchen area, and we'll have a leak behind the stove. Firefighter will come in. Before he ventilates or does anything, he'll go for the stove, check that the burners are all off, and he can take his meter and check the flex hose in the back and look for the shutoff. Once he shuts off the quarter-turn gas valve, he'll want to ventilate the apartment. Now, we still don't want to turn any lights on. We may be getting right in that right mixture of upper level and lower levels of flammability. Just ventilate. Let's get the apartment clear from any gas odor. And then once it's done being ventilated, we can turn the lights back on and inform the gas company that we shut the appliance off at the unit or for the whole building. In my hand, you're going to notice a gas shutoff valve. This one was snapped. Normally, firefighters are very keen on putting a halogen tool on the butterfly and quarter turning it to shut it off. Problem is, this is brass. And also, if it's all painted, firemen want to get right on there and crank it with the leverage of the halogen. And as you can see, it snapped the butterfly off. One of the things to do to prevent this is, when you first come in, if this is heavily painted or gas meters in the apartment, is to take a plier and come over to the nut and grind off some of the paint that's been on there for numerous years. That would just help it move easier. If we do snap this off, we always wonder, how the heck do we get it shut off so quickly? What you're going to do is, you're going to loosen up the nut all the way to the last thread. Be careful not to have the nut fall off, and if it does, just put it back on, and then we're going to give it a tap. And as we tap it, you can notice that the flute comes out further. Now we're just going to take that and we're going to quarter turn it. Quarter turn, and we're going to tap it back in tightly. We're going to make sure the butterfly is perpendicular to the pipe. When the butterfly is in line, that allows the gas to flow. We have it tightened up. We'll come back. We'll tighten up the nut. Take our pliers. We'll give it a little more torque. And we fix the gas valve and we shut it down even though the butterfly was broken off. Remember, our job's not done yet. What you'll do is get some dishwasher detergent, put it on here, wet it, and make sure we have no bubbles coming, which means we still have a gas leak. Then we may have to go back and shut the meter down. We also want to ensure that we call the power company, gas company, whoever's in charge of the service, that we've shut down the appliance or the building. As you can see, the gas valve is apart. What we're going to do is we're just going to put it back together, and this is just to show you how it's made up. Here's the flute mechanism. It will slide in. You can see that it has a hole in it that permits the gas to flow through, and then when it shuts down, you can see that it's solid on the other side. So we'll insert that back in the flute. It's pushed all the way in. Then we have our safety washer that comes in, and you'll notice some of them do have a little tip on there where it fits in the groove, and then our nut goes on. And basically we just tighten up the nut, keeping pressure to make sure the valves close, and we just tighten that up with our pliers to ensure it's torqued close. And that's the makeup of the gas valve. I'm Mike Champo. Thanks for watching this segment of Training Minutes. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, American Military University.